Other news now, 3 shootings since Saturday in the area protesters have dubbed the Capitol Hill Organized Protest Zone. The police chief and mayor are now trying to regain control of that area that is getting national attention.
Ever since police abandoned the East Precinct, protesters have been successful in holding ground. But after 3 reports of shooting, the question now is how much longer can this really go on for?
The right to challenge authority and government is fundamental to who we are as Americans. We do not need anyone, including the president, to try to sow further divide, further distrust, and misinformation. The threat to invade Seattle, to divide and incite violence in our city, is not only unwelcome, it would be illegal.
Strange things have happened like never before. My baby told me I will have to go. I can't be good no more, just like I did before. I can't be good, baby, honey, because the world's going wrong. Feel bad this morning, ain't got no home, no use in worrying cause the world's going wrong. I can't be good no more, just like I did before. I can't be good, baby, honey, because the world's going wrong.
And just like that, Seattle police retaking control of the East Precinct on Capitol Hill. By order of Mayor Jenny Durkan, protesters forced out of the zone earlier this morning, although many of them are saying it's not over.
This morning, business owners opening their doors to all the commotion, some outwardly happy to see demonstrators leave their streets after weeks of protest and in some cases violence.
Yeah, from like the 9th of June, I've been writing the city asking them to straighten us out, because as soon as the march downtown poured out up here, this turned into a battlefield right away.
I also want to address the protests on Capitol Hill. But first, Seattle. We are a passionate city. We demand justice. We are at the forefront of change. And I will not allow anyone to distract our city from the work that has to be done and will be done. Seattle is demanding a justice system that is actually just. And we know that we will require deep, deep work with community and within our systems of policing, as well as every other governmental institution. We must continue to reimagine and rethink policing and how we direct our taxpayer dollars and how we allocate funds for law enforcement and for other community-based programs like education, healthcare, and access to opportunity. I want to talk about what I've been doing in the last 2 weeks and what I plan to continue to do. I will continue to meet with community to listen. My focus as mayor will remain on how we work to make Seattle a model for addressing the inequities that the pandemic and these last 2 weeks have made impossible to deny.
I told you, baby, right to your head. If I didn't let you, I will have to kill you dead. I can't be good no more, just like I did before. I can't be good, baby, honey, because the world's going wrong.
You're inside this building. You need to come out with your hands up. You need to do it right now.
With the SWAT team leading the way, Seattle police returned to the graffiti-riddled East Precinct this morning and walked through the familiar spaces they were ordered to abandon 23 days ago.
CHOP has fallen. A half a dozen city blocks occupied by protesters for more than 3 weeks is now in the hands of Seattle police. Taken by force early Wednesday morning.
I don't think anyone's won anything out of this. I think we've actually lost. I think we lost a mayor, we've lost a city council person, we've lost residents, we've lost small businesses, we've lost the Black Lives Matter movement. Thank you very much for everything.
Business owner Faisal Khan never closed, but did see his neighbors board up, some even shut down.
Can you hear that?
The situation escalating when a second man, a teenager, was shot and killed, another wounded.
The loss of life for children, it's the worst part of it.
Just this afternoon in a press conference, the mayor said CHOP could not go on any longer.
Over the last 2 weeks, city departments and SPD, under Chief Best's leadership, have been devising a range of operational plans. So late last night, after consulting with Chief Best and my other departments, I issued an executive order asking city departments to work together to address public health and public safety concerns, as well as the sustained damage to Cal Anderson Park and the East Precinct area. I will continue to refocus our energy on the hard but critical work to answer the voices demonstrating and demanding change.
I'd like to follow up on what Hannah was talking about there for the mayor or for the chief. There's conversation on the ground about moving the occupation elsewhere. What will the city's response be if these protesters decide to occupy elsewhere? Will you allow them to set up camp like they did outside the East Precinct, as long as there's not that lawlessness that the chief just mentioned?
So again, I want to echo what the chief said, is we strongly support the First Amendment rights to protest, and we have seen that in Seattle over the last 3 weeks, where tens of thousands of people have taken to the streets, sometimes in one march, and we will be guided by each situation as it presents itself. We will support the right of free speech, but we will not support the right of people who are creating a situation like we had on Capitol Hill that ended up in violence and disorder in the way that it did.
Dun, 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 dun.